Are you shoving in too many expenses into one category, such as office supplies or supplies, or anything else for that matter? Miscellaneous. Oh, I hate that one. Miscellaneous. Um, why does this matter? If you're throwing, or your bookkeeper for that matter, a lot of times when I work with my clients, it's not them, it's their bookkeeper. Their bookkeeper's not asking them questions and they're dumping everything into office supplies or miscellaneous or something like that. Well, if you're doing that, it's not a great practice for several reasons. First of all, it could trigger an audit. Nobody wants to go through an audit. So the IRS looks at certain categories, miscellaneous and office supplies or expense is one of them and if there's too much in there, it could trigger an audit. They want your business expenses categorized, so that makes sense to them, which leads me to reason number 2. If you are throwing everything in office supplies or miscellaneous or whatever account where your bookkeeper is, you are not getting a clear picture of your business. The more you can break out your expenses and categorize them, the better picture you're going to get of your business when you're looking at your financials. And hopefully you are. When I work with clients, we do a blueprint and a financial analysis on everything that they've done in the past. And this is a common mistake that I see. So I just wanted to come out here and talk about it and share. And often they don't even know what's going on because they're not actually looking at their finances and they're letting the bookkeeper categorize everything. And then they're sending it to the accountant and they've never really even taken a look. So a couple of reasons why: they don't have time, they don't understand it, they don't want to. And what I find is once I give them the confidence that they understand what they're looking at, they enjoy looking at their numbers because it can really help them make some decisions. Are you spending too much in, software or marketing or, you know, dues and subscriptions or something like that? And you're throwing it all in office supplies or miscellaneous expense, like you won't know. And this is why it's so important to make sure you're taking the time to categorize it, train your bookkeeper how to categorize everything. You can also, if you're using QuickBooks Online, you could set up rules. Makes it so easy. If you set up a rule, you can say every time you see, this vendor, it's this expense. So now something like Amazon, that could be 4 or 5 different expenses. So that's not one you would want to create a rule around. Unless you say, oh, well, I only ever buy office supplies from Amazon, then you could set that up. But if you're buying other things from Amazon, then for your business, then that's something you wouldn't want to set a rule up for. Rules in QuickBooks Online make it so simple and so easy for you and your bookkeeper. And if your bookkeeper doesn't know how to set up the rules, reach out. I can help you. And or they should know how. If they are an expert in QuickBooks, which hopefully they are, they should know how to set up a rule. And it will take less time for them and you. Maybe you have an admin working on your bookkeeping. That's fine too, because sometimes they know a little bit more about your business, but make sure that they're taking the time to do it right. The other thing I like to say is not all business owners know, is make sure you're putting the expense in the month that it occurs. So rather than the month that it clears your bank or the month that it, well, credit cards usually right away. But make sure it's going, or if you get an invoice, when you pay it, right? So make sure the invoice is going in your system on the date that it was for, because that will give you an accurate monthly picture of your expenses and your income. So when you're looking at your financials, you can say, this subcontractor was for this project, which hit in this month or months, and then you'll tie it all together. There's also other ways in QuickBooks you can tie it together through job costing, but I won't get into that right now. But so anyway, yeah, the reason I wanted to hop on here today and talk to you is just to make sure you're taking the time, not throwing everything in some generic expense account, taking the time to categorize all your expenses in the correct category, taking a few minutes every month to look at your profit and loss statement, make sure it looks right, make sure there isn't something that's off balance or whatever. It's so important to look at your numbers every single month. And really, QuickBooks makes it so freaking easy. Office supplies looks too big. You just, click on office supplies. It shows you everything that's in there. You can even export it to Excel, tag the ones that shouldn't be in there, send it to your bookkeeper and say, these should be in software, dues and subscriptions or whatever. And, that way you're taking the time to train your bookkeeper in where everything should go. And even possibly ask them to set up a rule that makes sure every time that expense comes in, it's going to the correct expense account. Please reach out. I'm Audrey Faust, and I am a business financial coach. I help women really understand their finances, grow a profitable business, and all the things that go with that. If you'd like to chat some more, please reach out to me and schedule a call.